Episode 2 of Off the Camera series, and yeah, we are getting into the final details of who Shamma is, right? And in the yesterday's introduction, I told you that most of you know CEO on Wheels, but very few of you knows Shamma, right? And again, I also need to confirm to you today that most of you actually understands the CEO on Wheels. You know the name. But then today, if I pose a question that why is Shamma called the CEO on Wheels, most of you will be like, he's called the CEO on Wheels because he had Snooky. Shamma used to ride, the whole biking stuff, which makes total sense. But then, if you ask me as a person why I'm even called the CEO on Wheels, it's a long journey ever since I decided to settle on the name CEO on Wheels because, well, I do run a business. I have a company. I do have an office with employees and a fully fledged functional office, by the way. And then if you ask the people around me, my employees and everyone that I interact with on a daily basis, they'll tell you that actually Shamma actually visits that office sometimes once a month or even once in 2 months. I can confirm to you, my manager in the office sees me even once a month. And it's because for me, I do prefer field work. So in most cases, you'll get me doing my errands on road. Well, I'm a site guy, I'm in construction. So I do prefer doing site work and, I'm always on road. Let me put it that way. I'm always on road. But on the flip side, I'm also a CEO. Like, I run the company, I make the decisions, I do the da-da-da-das, but then I don't do it in the office. Because listen, most of you will get yourself, 90% of the people who call themselves CEOs, probably utawapata kwa maofe, utapata jamaa yako kwa ofisi, doing those paperwork, waking up very early in the morning, putting on that tie and everything. And that's not me. That's not my thing, man. That's not my thing. And that's why 90% of you don't even know what I do in most cases. If I tell you, or I run this company and this is how I do my things, I have employees and everything, most of you will be like, nah, Shamma is just this dude that makes some noises online, makes random comments about random topics, and that's it, and does biking every single day, and that's it. Which ideally, that is not the case. The name CEO on Wheels is intentional. And as I've told you, it's because mostly I do my errands while on road. I prefer going on the field. I prefer doing my errands while, driving or riding or just doing my things off the office. And it works for me because I managed to delegate all the office stuff. Anything that will need my presence in the office, I managed to delegate it to the people, the right people who can actually do it. Right? So the name CEO on Wheels didn't just come from Snooky, as you may. No, it actually came from the fact that Shamma ni CEO, yes. In real life situation, I am a CEO, but I don't sit in my office. I only visit the office once if there's a report I need to go through, there's a couple of checks I need to sign, there are a couple of things that need my attention, which again, they're very minimal. Because the way I've designed my office, the way I put up my system is 99.9% of operations can actually go on without my presence. So mimi utaniona tutapiga panganga huku nje, tutapiga story, tutapiga moshene online. I'll make those random comments online and then you feel like, oh, Shamma is just like any other body. Shamma is just like any other, which is fine. Whatever you think about me is not very important, son, as far as I'm concerned. But then the reality is I am a CEO on Wheels because I execute my Chief Executive Officer operations while on road, right? Tell me what you think about that on the comment section. I'll really appreciate if I see your comments. And remember, I have a couple of t-shirts, around 10 t-shirts that I'm giving out. And I'm going to be giving these t-shirts via YouTube, not TikTok. All right? So please make sure you rush to my YouTube channel. Give me a subscription. Comment. Tell me what you think about the series so far. But then there's quite a lot. Actually, the reason why we came up with a series, we've not even begun the reason why the topics that we are actually supposed to handle as far as this series is concerned, right? So yeah, we are somewhere here. We need to show it around. We need to clean our car. I told you baby girl just came and she was a bit dirty. So we are at a car wash somewhere at Green Spot. So we need to do some, she needs to take some bit of shower. And yeah, from there, we see what next. I'll see you on the comment section because yeah, we got to have a conversation on the comment section. Bye.